And joining us now is Jim Hall, the former chairman of the NTSB.
Mr. Hall, a Signal Mountain resident who's overseen investigations into the TWA Flight 800 and John F. Kennedy Jr. plane crashes in his tenure. Mr. Hall, thanks so much for being here today.
First question, probably the most sensitive question, is who should lead this investigation?
I would hope that an international effort could be put together to conduct this investigation. With the turmoil between Ukraine and Russia, with all the various nationalities and the horrible coincidence of this being the second Boeing 777 Malaysian aircraft to crash this year, you know, we need to have an international investigation. This could have a chilling effect on worldwide travel and aviation unless it's properly handled.
And when you talk about these kinds of investigations, when you go in, they've said bodies scattered for miles. Yeah. What is the first step for responders in that area to do? What's the thing you have to do first?
Well, as difficult as it seems, the most important thing is to retrieve the black boxes. And they are the flight recorders that have the information that would lead to the knowledge of what occurred. The debris, every piece of the accident scene is important, and of course the human remains need to be handled in a responsible and humane way.
Can you speak to the foreign policy implications? So clearly some very tense times where this happened.
Well, I'm certainly hoping that our president and President Putin, and as well as those in the European area, will come together. This is very significant. I remember in my lifetime KAL 007 and other international accidents that can, you know, bring us to the edge of conflicts we don't need to be involved in.
Sure.
You bring up the other Malaysian search that, of course, that investigation still going on. Have we had time in the few short months since that happened to learn anything from this international cooperation when these things happen?
Well, in my opinion, that accident investigation is probably an example of what not to do in this particular investigation. I felt the Malaysian government lost whatever integrity they had with the families and with the world community by the way the facts of that investigation were handled. I hope this will be more transparent, although it's going to be very difficult given the political problems in that region of the world.
Will or should the UN play a role in this?
Well, I would certainly hope it would.
Okay.
The International Civil Aviation Organization, which is the UN of aviation,
right,
based in Montreal, will have a role. And I would, at this point, you know, from my experience, certainly encourage the nations to ask for an international investigation.
Okay.
And we've heard just lately, of course, that they are saying now of a missile strike. And what can you tell from the debris to determine what kind of missile and where maybe it could have come from?
Well, this is, if it was a missile and a surface-to-air missile, was it a criminal act or was it a mistake? You know, at 32,000 feet, my understanding is this area had been cleared for commercial aviation traffic at that altitude. So that fact in itself is another reason for concern if these surface-to-air missiles are reaching that altitude to bring down an aircraft of this size.
All right. Jim Hall, former chair of the NTSB, thanks so much for your time. And you'll be joining us at 6 o'clock as well.
Certainly. Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.